Okay, so once again, good evening. So this is still a part of the test stream since I'm still using my default uh, gadgets. But either way, I will try to see if I can stream this full time without any audio cuts, like what happened to my impression regarding the Blade Devil review. So, okay, let's go with the topic. So, my weeb life. Well, this is gonna be an impromptu, so I am not, so this doesn't have any rehearsals. So I may have a lot of pausings, and I have a lot of remembering to do. But I hope I get better with this. Well, who knows what will happen in the future? Either I continue this, or maybe if I get too busy with and I am unable to stream anymore. So, well, there you have it. But this is an option for me. There are many things that I can do with this. So maybe I'll just, for the meantime, do this every week, hoping that I have a lot of subscribers or viewers in return, and maybe I can be a little more motivated to, instead of just the black screen. I'll try to input an image for every time I'm streaming. So okay, let's try this. So my Weeb Live. As far as I can remember, I do like animated shows since I was a kid. So that was around current year minus 33-ish, in which, well, I am not aware that some of those animated shows are anime per se. So I just like animated shows, including the Western ones like, well, G.I. Joe, Mask, Thundercats, He-Man, and I'm pretty sure back then there was a certain channel that been airing anime, and one of the popular ones are like a Voltes 5, Daimos, and some anime adapted UK novels. Well, I think UK, like the Little Fauntleroy, uh, also known as, well, Sadie, and then a little princess, that would be Sarah, and the older ones, I believe. I believe I remember some anime like, I think Captain Future, Mazinger Z. I think they showed that too to some extent. And those were also the times that I always lose the right to use the TV. We weren't that well back then, so although I am saying that having two TVs is already a luxury, uh, with being either one usually gets broken from time to time. So I had to compete with the normies. Well, I believe the family are normies. One of them occasionally watch animated shows, so that's the chance that I do have. But oftentimes I had to compete with them because they rather watch action movies or TV series, soap operas, and news. Usually, I always lose because, well, I'm the youngest. What can I do? I also just can't simply change the channel. They can change it back, and then they can just, at worst, pin me down. But those were the days. And of course, it's not like that. I only watch animated shows. From time occasionally, I watch movies. A little bit of soap opera, and I also remember back then, during the me around current year minus 30, there were 15-hour blackouts. Well, I'm referring to them blackouts, were an everyday occurrence around that time. Um, yeah, yeah, if I remember correctly. But uh, maybe somebody can in the comments can remind me if um, if that was around 1990 or 1992, because I also believe back then there were presidential elections in which those happens. So yes, uh, 15-hour brownouts, and without any planning. That was almost daily occurrence. Mm, and of course, those were the times I remember. The anime that was aired back then was, Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z. What else? Slayers. What else? Slayers. I think there's a Peter Pan anime. Yes. And again, the one that I mentioned earlier, Sadie and Sarah, and even the Dog of Flanders animated TV shows. I don't think I've seen the movie yet. Yeah. And what else? I'll try to remember it on top of my head. Uh, So basically during the elementary, I really liked animated shows. I didn't particularly have any preference between anime and then the so-called cartoons. Well, cartoons, come to think of it, I do watch. I do remember watching a lot of Warner Brothers and Hanna-Barbera cartoons. I wonder what happened to Hanna-Barbera nowadays. But yeah, it was fun watching Huckleberry Hound, Yogi Bears, Scooby Doo. Uh, what else? Tom and Jerry, Bugs Bunny. I believe there was a animated series of Batman back then. Oh, I think I remember even the Transformers and the GoBots. Well, reminiscence is fun, but I don't think I want to go back to those because, well, as time goes by, there are things that come, things that go. Usually, a balance. For example, those things that you wanted badly as a kid is something that is now meh when you're an adult, and perhaps vice versa. Now, going back to being a weeb. I don't think I became a weeb back then. So enter the high school. Back then, in Asian Mexico, until I think year 2010. Yeah, then 2010. The school system was, there were nursery. Well, some has a junior kinder, then there's senior kinder because I don't think I took a junior kinder. Then after senior kinder, then there's grade 1 to 6, and then after that, 4 year high school. Unlike now, they have adopted the K-12. So I believe that stands for the grade 1 to grade 12 in the West. Back then, there are 6 years of grade school, 4 years of high school, and then an average of 4 years in college. Well, of course, depending of the course, the years might be shorter or longer. So 4 years in high school. So back then, I think that was the time that, though I still watch cartoons, the local TV stations, I think were airing a more anime series like Ghost Fighter, better known as Yu Yu Hakusho in Japan. And then there's Master Mosquiton, and then the, yes, Magic Knight Ray Earth. And what else? Then there was Flame of Reka. Hmm. Was Flame of Reka really in the 1990s? I'm not sure. Perhaps they might be in college. But I do really remember Yu Yu Hakusho being aired around the 1993 onwards, in which I'm not sure if by that time they have a finished it. I'm not sure because there are typical anime being aired in Asian Mexico in which they usually never air the ending episodes. Uh, uh, they go back usually go back right away to episode 1 as soon as they reach the climax, namely, well, this is not anime but more on Sentai, like Shider, Bioman, Maskman, uh, Mass Rider. That also goes with the anime, like Yu Yu Hakusho. And I also remember the Time Quest. I forgot what the Japanese name was that. And then there's also uh, Tondeburin, or that was a super pink or super pink. I'm not sure how it was localized. Ah, yes, high school. I believe they also aired the Ranma One Half. Uh, Ranma One Half also has, well, this is that was R15, so it's bound to have a nudity. But here in Asian Mexico, being I mm, the only Catholic country in Asia, yeah, uh, yeah, I believe the only Catholic country in Asia. At least that's how it boasted. So of course, a little unity will be a no-no. So back then they just simply cut those scenes, and they barely air those episodes with such scenes, right? Mm, okay, so I guess that will be it for during the high school. And during the high school, I also played some games. Uh, of course, back in elementary, I did play the computer. Then I remember playing a Dragon Quest 3. Of course, I suck at it because it was the one of the first games that has a moon rules in it. So I didn't know what to even do with it, how to use items, or how to go through a door. But of course, there are some games in which even if they're Japanese, you can pick it up quickly. Uh, I believe there's also the dodgeball. I I don't remember. And based on that, I believe during the Christmas exchanges that were being a tradition in the school back then, in which we have to enter our code name. I believe I that was the first Japanese character that I've written. I never do it at the time that was katakana. So yeah, I think that I believe the little weeb in me back then is just preparing to get up or be awake. Then after that, luckily, after graduating high school, then there's college, and then college. I believe that was the best period in my school life because uh, how do I say it? Well, I get to be as far away from home as much as possible because yes, back then I had to commute, so I have less surveillance to a lack of term, and also that was also the first time that I played the console PlayStation 1. One of the first is Final Fantasy 7. I had to rent I had to rent it for around back then that was 40 40 times 280. So let's say 8 cents an hour. Back then it's not that cheap, but either way I had to. But of course, it's not the first time that I rented a console, because back then we had we called them computer shops, but those actually a console shops, but in a arcade style in which you pay for a specific number of minutes and or hours to play the console, and then well, just like in the West, you rent the cartridge. There, you rent the console uh, right there. And of course, we weren't able to own any advanced console, so I had to rent a lot. So I'd like to go back. Maybe I'll make another stream regarding this Weeb Life. So let's go with the place with the PlayStation. So one of those that the first time I played is Final Fantasy VII, and of course I had fun with that, and I had to go with the studies as usual, and then I played more games on the consoles, particularly PlayStation, because that was the in at a time. So so what else? So of course I didn't only play Final Fantasy VII. That was also the first time that I had to rent the pieces from a actual computer shop, and then that's where I get to play games like StarCraft. No, StarCraft 2. That was much later, and then sometimes Red Alert and Half Life. Then there was a land boom, so there were a lot of computer shops being set up all around the country because Counter Strike was big at that time, which is now the CS:GO, but strictly LAN. So going back to the subculture, well, I don't have much time, so basically, this is the time where a certain channel, for the lack of term, revive the anime fandom. That's where they start airing anime series uh, Lupin the Third, Case Closed, aka Detective Conan, Master of Mosquiton, Flame of Recca, Trigun, Outlaw Star. So and also back then, that was also the first time that I came across a Super Robot Wars. So I guess I'll end it today. Hope the stream is not bad. I hope it records the video all the way until the end. Maybe the reason last time that the audio got cut because there's this feature in my headset plus mic in which it turns off the headset after 15 minutes of no audio. Uh, but no audio apparently means me talking through the mic does not count as an audio, so that's why it turns it off. So let me check. It turns it off. So let me check. Okay, so far it's still working. So maybe I'll see whoever is in the stream next week. I feel like doing this next week, although I'm not going to do anything with the stream, despite that this is supposed to be a video stream, because well, I have to start from somewhere, and maybe if time permits, well, I hope I get good. Maybe I'll start scavenging some vids, or better yet, articles. I uh, it's just safe to say that I have less things to talk about, and the limitations of the StreamYard. So I am not able to stream a lot. So that's why I've decided weekly. So at least I'll always have something to talk about. So maybe for the next topic, part two. I don't know. Yeah, maybe part two. I just hope I remember right away. I hope I remember right away uh, where I left up with this bit. So until then, bye. I hope I see someone, or maybe I hope anybody can view this. So that will be all. Bye bye. Peace out.